The moon landing is one of the most extraordinary achievements in human history. On July 20, 1969, the world watched in awe as Neil Armstrong became the first person to set foot on the moon, delivering the iconic words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." The Apollo 11 mission cemented the United States' dominance in the space race, inspired generations, and pushed the boundaries of human exploration. But behind the celebrated images of astronauts bouncing across the lunar surface lies a story far more complex, one of intense competition, political maneuvering, scientific triumphs, and persistent controversies. At the height of the Cold War, space was the ultimate battleground for technological superiority. The Soviet Union had taken an early lead with the launch of Sputnik in 1957, followed by Yuri Gagarin's historic orbit of the Earth in 1961. The United States, determined not to fall behind, funneled massive resources into NASA, turning space exploration into a national priority. When President John F. Kennedy boldly declared in 1961 that America would land a man on the moon before the decade was out, it set the stage for one of the most ambitious projects ever undertaken. The Apollo program was fraught with challenges, setbacks, and tragedies. The most devastating was the Apollo 1 disaster in 1967, when a cabin fire during a routine test claimed the lives of 3 astronauts, Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee. This tragedy forced NASA to rethink its approach, redesigning its spacecraft and improving safety protocols. Despite the setbacks, the momentum continued, and in 1968 Apollo 8 successfully orbited the moon, proving that reaching our celestial neighbor was indeed possible. But the final step, landing humans on the moon, required overcoming obstacles on an unprecedented scale. The technology to launch, navigate, and land safely had to be developed from scratch. The Saturn V rocket, the most powerful rocket ever built, was designed to propel astronauts out of Earth's atmosphere. The lunar module, a delicate and lightweight spacecraft, had to be capable of descending to the moon's surface and then lifting off again for the return journey. Every element of the mission had to be precise, leaving no room for error. On July 16, 1969, Apollo 11 lifted off from Kennedy Space Center, carrying Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. The mission was a high-risk endeavor. Every second was meticulously planned, and every movement was calculated. 4 days later, Armstrong and Aldrin separated from the command module, piloted by Collins, and began their descent toward the moon's surface. The world held its breath as they navigated unexpected computer alarms and landed in the sea of tranquility with only seconds of fuel remaining. The moment Armstrong stepped onto the lunar surface, humanity had achieved the impossible. The astronauts spent over 2 hours collecting rock samples, conducting experiments, and planting the American flag. But despite the overwhelming evidence of their journey photos, videos, samples, and live transmissions, conspiracy theories questioning the legitimacy of the moon landing have persisted for decades. Some claim that the entire event was staged in a Hollywood studio, pointing to anomalies in the photographs, such as shadows, the American flag appearing to wave, and the absence of stars in the sky. However, these theories have been thoroughly debunked by experts. The flag appeared to wave due to the movement of the pole and the lack of atmospheric resistance. The lighting inconsistencies were caused by the moon's uneven terrain and the reflective nature of its surface. And the absence of stars, a result of the camera's exposure settings, which were adjusted for the bright lunar surface, not the distant stars. Beyond conspiracy theories, the real hidden truth of the moon landing lies in what it meant for humanity. The Apollo missions were more than just Cold War propaganda. They represented an unparalleled leap in science and technology. The advancements made in computing, material science, and rocketry during the Apollo era laid the groundwork for modern space exploration. Technologies developed for the moon landing have influenced everything from medical imaging to satellite communications. Yet, perhaps the most profound impact of Apollo 11 was its effect on human perspective. The famous Earthrise photograph taken during Apollo 8, showing our planet as a fragile blue sphere against the blackness of space, changed the way we see ourselves. It fueled the environmental movement, reminding us of the interconnectedness of life on Earth. The moon landing was not just an American achievement, it was a moment that belonged to all of humanity, proving that with determination, ingenuity, and vision, anything is possible. In the years following Apollo 11, 5 more missions successfully landed astronauts on the moon. However, after Apollo 17 in 1972, human exploration of the moon ceased. The focus shifted to other space endeavors, including the Space Shuttle program and the International Space Station. For decades, the moon remained untouched by human footsteps, but that is now changing. Today, interest in lunar exploration has been reignited. NASA's Artemis program aims to return humans to the moon, this time with the goal of establishing a sustainable presence. Countries like China, Russia, and private companies such as SpaceX and Blue Origin are also racing to develop lunar missions. The moon is no longer just a symbol of past triumph. It is the gateway to future space exploration, including potential missions to Mars. The hidden truth behind the moon landing is not a conspiracy, but rather a testament to the power of human ambition, ingenuity, and resilience. The story of Apollo 11 is not just about a single mission, it is about the boundless potential of human exploration. It reminds us that the impossible is only a challenge waiting to be conquered. As we look toward the future, the legacy of the moon landing continues to inspire, pushing us to reach for the stars and beyond.